So as this Father's Day approaches, so tomorrow's Father's Day, and I just wanted to say a huge shout out to my husband and partner, Gus. I don't share him in my socials. I tend to try to keep my personal life more private. It's just, it works for me right now with my marriage, with my relationship. I like to keep certain things private, and my kids and my husband is one of those things. But I did want to do this episode for our partners, because how many times do we take them for granted, or don't really say thank you, right? Or don't really acknowledge them. And so I wanted to do this episode especially for all of them, and the importance and the role of being in our business, and how it does make it easier. And anybody that's saying it doesn't, it's full of BS. And I did want to acknowledge my privilege in having a partner, my privilege in having a husband, because he does make life easier. So next weekend, I'm going to be going to Long Beach, and I will be doing a special episode from over there with Ricardo Had a Hair. And with, we'll see what the universe and everything else brings along. But yeah, we're going to be going to Long Beach. Is the International ISSE show. So that should be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's pretty fun how things have been unfolding to what we're going to be doing over there. And you can follow my stories at Celeste the Stylist to see more of that. But my husband's going to stay back with the kids. So he's taking 2 days off work, so I can be able to do this. Okay, so he's gonna miss 2 days out of work, and out of his income, and I really appreciate that. I don't ask for that a lot, but I know without his support, I couldn't be comfortable going on this work trip. I know without his support, I wouldn't even be going on this trip. So we do have to acknowledge that partners can make it easier or harder in our business. And that is the damn truth. And whoever says it's not, it's full of BS. I am not here to tell you what's right or wrong. I'm just here to give you a little bit of insight that I know that it does make it easier. It was so much more easier to be able to travel when I had a babysitter. It was so much more easier to be able to take opportunities when I had the support surrounding me to help me with my babies. And now that I don't, it's harder. It is harder. And I've had to change my work schedule as well, right? So now I work on weekends, and that's when I work. I work on Saturdays is my main work day. And why am I sharing this? Because there is no one way fits all in business. And on Instagram and on social, I've been noticing this thing where it's awesome. There's so much education, but it's kind of like infotoxification, right? There's so much information that you're like, am I even doing the damn right thing? And so this episode is really to just kind of put back into tune that we need to follow our own intuition. Your intuition, your intellect, your knowledge of your numbers and what's working and not working inside of your business is really what we need to trust. And not one size fits all, and personalized experience are really more important. And that's something that I have really, really realized with this, that it's not a whole one size fits all. It's more about being personalized, right? How can you personalize an experience, a program to fit somebody's life, right? Because we all are under different circumstances. And while business and, has its foundational structure, and I know I keep talking about it, but I just really need to emphasize this. So I was Google certified. So I am Google certified now for digital marketing and e-commerce. And during that training, it was really emphasized how, yes, we look at our numbers, right? We look at the data. We look at the analytics of who's watching our content, or if you're running an ad, who's clicking on the ad, who's watching it, what is their age, what demographics, or where do they live at, what type of, person is it, or human, and all these different things that happen. But most importantly, that marketing is a freaking experiment, and that it's constantly changing and evolving. And even with this certification, and and it coming from something prestigious like Google, right? Because most of us Google everything, right? We use that as our main search engine. That is going to be changing even more in the next 10 years, and it's insane. Okay? And with this perspective of marketing changing, right? The way we do marketing is about to change, and it's starting to change. Why do we put the pressure? Why is the pressure from everywhere outside that it has to be the same damn way that everybody does it, when it's not one size fits all? You probably got into business. I got into business because I wanted the freedom, right? I'm like, I don't want to be like working all the time. Like, I don't want to be all the time fucking stressed out and having to like trade my time for money. Like, I want to be able to really like take control of my life and be able to put limits that I want to and give where I want to, and, you know, like have it under my own terms. And as my children have grown and are changing, my business has changed as well. And I just wanted to say huge shout out and thank you to all of our partners in business, whether it's a babysitter, whether it's a romantic partner, whether it's just a partner, whether it's a sister, a family member, a friend that's helping us so we can go out there and not only go to work and do things that we're passionate about, but also be able to grow personally. Thank you. A huge thank you to them. So huge thank you to my husband, huge thank you to my sister, and huge thank you to my brother-in-law, actually my brother-in-laws, because they both have been very supportive in this thing called life and changes that I've been going through personally. So I wanted to say first and foremost thank you to them, and also encourage you to use this simple phrase, which I know it's so powerful, and and I've noticed that the more I use it to emphasize and to appreciate others, the more they're using it to appreciate others in their own lives. So I invite you to this exercise, and it's the simple sentence of I appreciate you. It's not I appreciate it. It's not I appreciate them. It's I appreciate you. And this powerful sentence to all those people that supports us in whatever ways they do in our business, it's so impactful because it makes that person feel appreciated and seen, right? And as humans, is human nature that we want to be seen and we want to be loved and appreciated. And I have seen a huge change in different relationships in my life really shift when I use this sentence that's really powerful and also very genuine coming from my heart, when I really appreciate that person that's doing something for me. And it's just part of who I am. I appreciate things because I know things change and can evolve, and nothing stays the same forever, and that is okay. That is part of evolving, and I don't want to be the same person I was a year ago. I want to continue to grow and evolve, and also be happy with the parts that remain the same. So take some time to appreciate those people in your life that are helping you in different ways to be able to grow. And the other thing that I wanted to address in today's podcast is taking the time to really personally evolve as well. I'm not going to go into the details, but I am going to say I have been going through a really hard ass time personally, and I know because the few people that know what I'm going through have told me if it was them, they don't know how they would be handling what I'm handling right now. And sometimes our business can be thriving and growing and blooming, right? And then life is happening and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to hang on to the wheel of life because it's getting bumpy. And I'm here to tell you that's gonna happen sometimes. And I don't have all the answers for you. Nor should I. I think that those answers come from within you, within us, right? Like I had to really take the time to step away and really be like, hey, like what do I want? And my account got hacked, right? It's my Instagram account got hacked. I almost lost my Instagram account. Thank goodness they reached back out to me. Instagram did, and I was able to get it back. But my account got hacked, and we hear about this and we're like, oh, who cares? Not a big deal. Like, if it gets hacked, I start all over, right? And I was like, wow, my account got hacked. Like, I just started doing this other type of like business things because of my following and things, and I was like, damn, like, that's gone. And sure, I had a website in place, which you should, or a link, so people can contact you. I put no DMs, please, because not because I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. It's just because in case it ever happens again, people know to email me, not DM me. And of course, I still DM people. People DM me too, and I don't mind it at all. I really don't. It's just more for protection and, future need services, more than not trying to be, in contact or talking to others. And I think when that happened, that was the breaking point for me of like, what am I doing with my life and my business? And seeing the shifts, especially with like the whole, like, being certified and learning even more information. Like, for example, that there's more than one marketing funnel. Like, it's BS. Everybody talks about one funnel, and next week I'm going to do an episode all about I'll talk about 2 of the different funnels that nobody talks about, and how our whole thing of connection and networking and how we grow our business is totally starting to change again. And it's not so much, and it's not so high just digital. There's other components depending on what type of business you have. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's just fucking hard to show up online and show up for your business. And to show up okay when really inside you're heartbroken. And I'm just here to share with you that it's okay if you take a break. I took a break. My account, my business, my bookings, everything grew when I took a break. I just really needed to take some time to really like focus inside and, like deal with my own feelings in my own way. And the only reason why I'm sharing this is not because for me. It's more about like, you can do it too. And sometimes you're going to have to. And nobody tells us that, right? Nobody tells us that sometimes life's going to happen and we're going to need to take a break from social. And like, oh my gosh, nobody's going to follow me anymore. That's not the case. Or, oh my goodness, then my business is going to go down the drain. That is not the case. And that's why I would say social media is a tool. And as we tune back to this episode about, having our partners and people that support us and help us so we can be able to work, so we can be able to do different things inside of our business while they're taking care of our fur babies or, human babies. I really wanted just to really share that I know that it is a privilege to have a partner who is supportive, and that is not everybody's situation. And this is an episode from a couple years ago, but I'll tune it in the notes on my husband when I actually interviewed him, because he was not supportive in the beginning of my career because I was doing things very differently. And it wasn't because he was trying to be an a-hole, it was more because he was worried about me. He was worried that I was giving way too much into this and it wasn't going to work out for me, and he was trying to protect me and my heart. And I understand, because as my kids make fun of me, I am a sensitive person. I am very assertive person, but I'm a very assertive and, sensitive person. It's just who I am. And it's hard when your partner is not supportive, and it's hard when you lose your, daycare or that support system that helps you be able to go to work and do your things. And I understand it is a privilege to have that, because not all of us do. And sometimes you're going to have to say no. And 3 of the biggest things that I've learned, honestly, during this time when, that I can share with you is, number 1, it's helped me to be more intentional. So I do things with intention. It's no longer I'm going to say yes to everything. I never have said yes to everything anyways, but now I'm super intentional to be like, no. And I am willing to allow people have their own opinions of me, right? Sometimes me saying no makes other people feel like, oh, she thinks she's all that, or like, oh, she's so egotistical because I won't go out to have a cup of coffee. But for me to go out to have a cup of coffee with somebody takes a lot of time and effort and babysitting and other things that I don't have right now. I don't have access of, I don't have access of trusting people to be able to take care of my kids, right? So it has made me be more intentional in what I say yes. And it helps me to be more clear and more strong in my position to say no. The second thing has really helped me to really grow my confidence in freaking saying no. Because, growing up, right, I was shy. I was teased the hell out of when I was little. Okay. I was a little bit heavier set, and people used to call me hamburger and like all these like mean things and make fun of me all the time. And this one girl in 7th grade, she used to like pinch me and punch me. She was such a bitch. But I would hide in the bathroom because I was freaking like scared of her and I didn't want her punching me. And in those moments when I look back then, I was just sad that I had to hide and I really didn't have a lot of friends. But also, some people know me from back then and they say they know me, but nobody really knows what I really went through, right? That was in 7th grade. During that time, I knew that person was in more pain, right? So now, as I'm older, right, as I'm 36 years old now, I'm more assertive to say no to anybody. I don't care if it's a big brand. I don't care whatever, if it's a family member. We're supposed to not say no to family members or whatever the world says. I say no to what intuitively and my heart feels right. And I'm able to strong more confident in that because I no longer have the full support I had before, right? Like everybody else. Like I don't have a babysitter I can call on and be like, hey, come take care of my kids. Okay. Like I don't have that type of thing. So I'm more assertive in my no's. And it has helped me be more self-confident in myself because I love education. I love education. I love mentorship. I love it all. But sometimes in the realms of all those mentorships and education, we can lose our voice. We tend to lose our intuition and our trust in ourselves and self-judgment. So I have had to really take back my power and hone in my own trust that I know what the heck I want and don't want, and I know what to do. And thanks to that, I've been able to really take a step back and realize like where I need help in. And get that help and invest in that rather than the other shiny thing or what others are doing. I'm doing something totally different and it's working out for me. It's working out for my business. And I just really wanted to share in today's episode that you really are your own superpower, your own strength, your own growth is going to come from within you. People can give us tools, mentorship, all those kind of things. But if you don't take the action, if you don't decide that you can't do it, it's not going to happen. So really all the power relies back on us, right? It relies back on you. Because I can tell you the best things to do, what not to do, how to do it. It doesn't matter. Like if you're either going to take action for it or not. And if you don't take action, then nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. And during this whole time where, like now I'm like no longer have that support system, right? And I'm like navigating this thing and I see, hey, like when you see the Instagram post, right? Like I saw this Instagram post saying, hey, like, like you don't have to work weekends ever again, like don't work weekends. For me, it's like, oh shit, well, I guess I suck because I'm working weekends. No, that would be the old Celeste version. Now I'm just like, okay, cool. Like that may work for some people, but Celeste right now in this moment gets to work on Saturdays. I get to do that. It is a privilege to be able to go to work on a Saturday, and that's the day I can make it happen to work behind the chair is on Saturdays. And the days that I'm not behind the chair, I am not gonna limit myself to be like, oh well, like what about models and like I have my kids, so what do I do instead of making the excuse of why I can't do that. I bought a doll. I did some like loose glam waves on her. I posted her on my on my other account on Sonoma Mobile Lounge, and I'm getting some inquiries for hair now. those are the things that we need to do, is step out of the box. And instead of, like, for me, making excuses of why I can't do stuff, is find another way to be more creative, or like, okay, how can I showcase what I know how to do with what I have right now. So thank you to all my support system behind, my business and my personal life. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope this was insightful for you to really go appreciate that one person or 5 people that, or if you're lucky, you have many more, to go show them appreciation of, I appreciate you. We're thankful for them. And to everybody who doesn't have that support system, to all of my single moms out there, because I was a single mom for, a couple of years. And I know how hard that is and how much responsibility that is on our shoulders. I have so much love for you, to all my single parents, so much love and appreciation. And if you are doing the dual role of, being the both sides of the parent, you're doing a freaking amazing job. Please acknowledge your power. Please acknowledge the responsibility that you have on yourself, and also take, even if it's just 10 minutes or 5 minutes, to really showcase and really say out loud how amazing you are, because you truly, truly are. Look in that mirror. Take 5 minutes to look in that mirror and appreciate and say all the beautiful things that you do for your child, as you have the dual role of being both sides of the parent coin. And I know it's a big responsibility, and it can be kind of hard on days like this, right? Like Father's Day is tomorrow. And I know for many years when I was single, I was like, oh man, this sucks. Like, I'm both. But I also knew that took a special kind of power and a special kind of strength, and you can do that as well. So much love. Until next time. Bye, love.